Have you ever wondered how much life insurance coverage you need for yourself and your family members? In this video, I'm going to show you a very simple equation on how to calculate the life insurance coverage for your family. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chanel Chong. I share videos on insurance updates and also financial knowledge every single week. If you're interested in these kind of topics, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell button so that you will get notified every time when I upload a new video. Life insurance can help to protect your loved ones and to give you the peace of mind that your family member will be able to take care of themselves in case of your absence. Your absence will definitely be missed emotionally, but by having a comprehensive life insurance being planned out beforehand, you will be able to give income replacement to your family for them to live on to their living expenses. So the next question that kind of keep every consumer questioning is that how much life insurance coverage do I really need to protect myself and my family? So the rule of thumb when it comes to life insurance is we should always prepare at least 10 years to 20 years of our annual income to protect our family. So this equation is very simple, whereby the equation is assuming that you are going to support your family for 10 to 20 years to go. However, because of the simplistic method, this is like assuming that one size fits all. It doesn't really take into account of other factors such as your existing assets, your existing policies, and also any financial obligations that you have accumulated along the way for your family. That's why the more comprehensive calculation when it comes to coverage is that you should always calculate the assets that you have and the financial obligation that you have, so that if there's any gap in between, you'll be able to fill out the gap. So in case if you have ₦1,000,000 of debts available, but very little assets to offset, that's why you need to calculate how much life insurance you should have so that you will fill out the gap and your family wouldn't be indebted during your absence. So step 1 of the more comprehensive income will be listing out all your assets under the part A. So your financial assets cover things such as your business income, your passive rental income, your investment portfolio, cash savings, or any belongings that can help you to convert into cash form to help your family out, such as jewels. A lot of people will be stuck at this category, questioning themselves whether a house should be categorized as a financial obligation or an asset here. So the answer is it depends on whether you're still serving the mortgage loan or not. If let's say you're still having a long way to go for your mortgage, you need to probably include this as your financial obligation due to the loan that you're still serving. Right. So the next step is to include also the kind of insurance policy coverage that you are having existingly. So such as those that you have bought recently or even those that you own since a long time ago. So this will also help to settle off your debts in case of your absence. Financial assets calculation is pretty simple and very straightforward by listing down all the things that you have. So the next thing that we should move on to is a step B, which is to calculate the financial obligations that you have. So the first thing that we should calculate is to calculate the financial living expenses for your dependents. Dependents are the people who rely on your income to survive on their life. So the financial dependents for yourself can be your children if you're married, your spouse, or even your parents if they are still depending on your income here to live on their life. For this part, you may want to do some homework to calculate the monthly expenses that you have been supporting your family all this while. And you need to take into account of the current lifestyle as well. Once you have figured out how much you need to incur for your family expenses every month, that's when you can multiply the amount with a suitable factor here. Say if you need to incur at least 5,000 ringgit for your family's expenses every month, multiply that with 12 months to get the annual income of 60,000. So 60,000 is for you to multiply by the year factor to see how many years you wish to support your family for. If you wish to support your family as long as until your children grow up at the age of 20, multiply the 60,000 with 20 years to generate 1.2 million. So now you will see that the picture here is you need 1.2 million to support for your family's future expenses. Of course, the 1.2 million that you're seeing here is just a basic calculation of the living expenses. It has yet to take into account of future inflation rate, the future ad hoc expenses that come along the way, or any repairs or maintenance of the house here. So if you want to get into details, probably you need to spend in more time to calculate it. If you're a parent yourself, you'll probably need to take into account of the next thing, which is your children's education fees. With the rising cost of education in Malaysia, especially when it comes to college or uni, it is not a surprise that a lot of parents are struggling to fund for their children's education. So, as a fact of the rising cost, a lot of students are taking up huge student loans from the government as PTPTN to fund for their education. Instead of getting any loans from their house or their cars, the first loan that they need to pay out is their student loan. To get a calculation of education funds that you need to set aside for your children in the future, you just need to take out the average education fees plus the basic living expenses for your children and multiply with the number of children that you have. So for instance, an average course in Malaysia will cost around 68,000 for the whole duration of 3 years. And the basic living expenses for a student who stays in hostel is costing around 54,000 per person. Based on the calculation here, if you have 2 children, you will need to set aside 244,000 for their future education funds. So this is coupled with the fact that it has yet to take into account of the future inflation, and provided that the children are actually getting their education locally. So if they want to go overseas for their education, the amount will be a lot higher. The next thing that you should take into account will be your outstanding debts. You definitely don't want to pass down your debts such as your personal loans, your business loans, and also your mortgage loans down to the family member to burden them further with your loss. Under this category, don't forget to also include the funeral expenses and the legal services expenses that will be incurred to execute your will. Now that you have calculated your Part A and your Part B, it is time for you to figure out how much it costs you for your Part C here, which is your life insurance coverage shortfall. So, if let's say the total assets that you own currently is 300,000, and the financial obligation based on the calculation here total up to 1.8 million. So the equation here shows that you need another 1.5 million cash to suffice your family members for their future living expenses and also financial obligations. So 1.5 million ringgit shall be the life insurance coverage that you should plan for it today. I hope that the equation today is really simple to help you find out how much life insurance coverage you need for yourself and also your family members. If let's say you have a tight budget today to fill out the gap of 1.5 million ringgit for your family, it is okay. You can always start to budget out with a smaller policy first, say 500,000 or a million ringgit policy first, to at least get the gap closed out a little bit closer. So along the way, when your income were to increase, that's when you can buy even more policies to fill out the gap to make your financial protection more complete. So with that said, if you like my video today, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and comment down below. I will see you again in my next video. Bye!